Hey y'all, and welcome to Cooking with Papa Bear. I'm real excited to be here. This is my very first video. What I'm going to be showing you guys how to do is prepare whole food plant-based meals. And I just wanted to give you a quick little backstory on myself. I have been meat and dairy free for 2 years now, actually to this very day. So it's my 2-year anniversary for that. And I was vegan mostly for up until a few weeks ago. And for personal reasons, health reasons, I've decided to go more the whole food plant-based route. So what I plan to do is just share videos with you on how to cook whole food plant-based meals. Hopefully you'll be preparing these at home. Some of you probably already have prepared some of these meals before. I'm not a professional chef. I'll just get that out of the way. So if you're looking to be critical about that, please just know that I am just a normal average person. I just cook at home, but I've been cooking for a long time. I've been cooking since I was a little kid, and one of the very first meals, probably the very first meal I made, was a breakfast meal. I made eggs, scrambled eggs, for that, as a matter of fact. And so this meal kind of is pays homage to that. It's called Tofu Scramble, and I know a lot of different recipes are out there for it. This is the one that I make regularly. These are about every 2 or 3 weeks, or a couple times a month for breakfast, and it's a popular hit in my house. So I'm hoping that you'll give it a try, and it'll be popular in your home too. So without further ado, and to not waste anybody's time, I'm going to go ahead and get things going. And stay tuned, and we'll get started. Thanks. All right, so we have all of our ingredients ready to go here for you. In the large bowl, what I have is 2 blocks of extra firm tofu that's been well drained. I actually use a tofu press to get the liquid out of my tofu because I do make this dish on a regular basis. It was just a good idea for me to invest in one of those. But if you don't have one, that's okay. What you can do is take the tofu out and put the blocks into a colander and let some liquid drain that way, and then put them onto a paper towel lined plate, and then top that with a couple more paper towels and apply some pressure to get the liquid out that way. You don't want to get rid of all of it, so just apply to get most of it out. The rest of the ingredients that we have here is a ½ a cup of diced zucchini, ½ a cup of diced yellow squash, a ½ a cup of chopped red bell pepper, a ½ a cup of chopped green onions, and a 4-ounce can of diced green chili. Our spices will be a tablespoon of nutritional yeast. What I have in here is 1½ tablespoons of what's called vegetarian chicken base. It's a powder, it's gluten-free, and it will, this is something I had to get offline. I couldn't find it in a store, so just heads up, you might have to order something like that offline. If you can find one that's oil-free, that's the best route to go, especially if we're doing whole food plant-based. You don't want to have any like oil-based bouillon, but if you can find any that is powder, then this is the route to go. If not, you might find it online like I did. And in this container, so I've got a little dish. I've got quite a few different spices. I've got 1½ teaspoons of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika and a ½ a teaspoon of black pepper. And then I've got 1 teaspoon of Himalayan black salt. That's the purple looking powder there. That's going to give us our egg smell and flavor a little bit. That's going to help with that. And on my tofu scramble, I like a little bit of sliced fresh avocado. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started on the cooking. What you're going to want to do next is you can go ahead and set aside the squash and the zucchini and the green chili. What you'll go ahead and do is add your onion, your red bell pepper. You can add all of your spices. You can add nutritional yeast, and go ahead and include the vegetarian chicken base powder. You can go ahead and just stir this up. Just get it nice and coated. The reason we're not adding the other ingredients at this point is because those are a softer type of vegetable that contain a lot of moisture, and we don't want our tofu scramble to be soggy. So we will add them, but we won't add them until about the last 5 minutes of cooking this. All right. So once you've got this mixed up pretty good, like so. And what you'll notice when you start to cook this also is that it's going to crumble up a little more. I sometimes will crumble mine up even before that happens, but that's really up to you. But it will, as it cooks, crumble up already on you a little bit more. I kind of like a good mix of crumble and some cubes of tofu in there. Gives it a nice texture for it. Alright, so now that that's mixed up, we can just let that sit there for a minute. And we can go ahead and get our pan hot. What I usually like to have mine on is about medium-high heat. And once your pan is hot, you can go ahead and add your tofu to it. It'll only take a minute. And you don't even really have to wait if you don't really want to. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start cooking this, and after about 6 minutes or so, if you see like the tofu start to get like a little brown or a little crust on it, that's when you want to add the other vegetables to the dish, to the pan, okay? So to save time, I'm just going to go ahead and get that started, and I'll be back in just a few minutes, in about 6 minutes. Alright, so it's been about 6 minutes. And what you'll notice is that you have some of the tofu to start to get a little brown on the crust, a little crusty, maybe a little crusty is the right word for it, but it has a little brown. Anyway, you'll notice what I'm talking about here. If you can see, there are parts of it that get a little brownish on the edges there. Okay, so once that happens, this is when you can go ahead and add the remaining vegetables to the pan. So I went ahead and added the yellow squash, the zucchini, and now the diced green chilies. We'll add the fresh parsley and avocado later. So we'll go ahead and get this well incorporated, and we're going to cook this just for about maybe 4 more minutes until the zucchini and the squash are tender. And we'll be back. Our tofu scramble is about ready. Our other vegetables are tender. It's smelling really good. So now what you can do is go ahead and add in your parsley and just give that a good stir. And you can remove it from the heat now too. I'll go ahead and grab a plate really quick. Now you don't have to use the ingredients exactly as I use them. You can replace some of these with, I usually like a green and a red and a squash in there, the yellow squash, but like instead of zucchini you can use asparagus. You can also maybe add some like maybe portobello mushrooms, whatever you desire, to make it your own. Now, this is basically just a guide, but this is a really favorite of mine. Well, here's our finished product. We have our tofu scramble, just how I like it, with my sliced avocado on there. All right, looks good, ready to go, ready to dig in. All right, so we have our finished product here, our tofu scramble with some fresh avocado slices on it. That's how I like mine. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope that you'll come back for more. I will be posting videos every couple of weeks of more whole food plant-based dishes, and help support me by clicking like and subscribe below, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you for joining me today on my very first episode and for watching. All right, this is Rick, aka Papa Bear. Have a great day.